know there's a little sale on vests at Walmart. $9.
Oh yeah?
8 something, yeah. Nice little vest, light. I've never fished here. I've caught buku fish in Kraftwerk.
I never did catch fish. Oh, from the phone.
Buku fish in Kraftwerk. Big chicken stand, no slam. We hear that? Crazy, bro.
Hey guys, and welcome back to the show. I'm your host every week, Danny Dees, and I am very happy to be back. I know I wasn't here last week, but I needed to do some chores around the house. Anyway, I am back to give you guys some great music. I only play the best music in the world from all genres. This week, I'm going to be giving you some electronica and underground club stuff, more dance stuff this week, but more on the underground side of it, which I like. And speaking of underground favorites when it comes to electronic music, Underworld, which you just saw, that was a track called Jumbo, taken from an album called Beak Up Fish that was released back in 1999, and it was one of their highest anticipated releases since the world discovered this incredible band after they used the song Born Slippy for the film Trainspotting back in 1996, and they just exploded, and I was so happy for them, because like a lot of bands that are so good sometimes never get discovered. But Beak Up Fish, yeah, from what's 96, 97, I think. What did I just say? I don't know. I know this one came out in the 90s. I'm so bad with that. But anyway, so just recently, speaking of Underworld, just recently I ordered some more of their albums, because I'm a massive fan. I like everything they have ever done except for the first album. Everybody knows it ended up not being the sound that Underworld would become. So the first album doesn't count. But anyway, 2007, Oblivion with Bells. I finally got this one. Double vinyl. So amazing. Oh my God, it's such a great album. Crocodile, the track Crocodile is on here, and Beautiful Burnout. Love those songs. Love that record. And then I believe it was in, what is it, 2010 or something like that? Let me look at it. It's 2010 or 11, but Barking, also from Underworld, just got reissued on vinyl. So if you're an Underworld fan, you're in heaven if you love vinyl like me, because a lot of these records they were scarcely to find on vinyl for sure. And then I think it was 2000. I believe it's 2016 when this next record came out from Underworld. I'm going to do 2 for 2 on this electronica set for you, and Underworld is a great choice. Later on, I will be playing some the pioneers of this kind of stuff. I'm going to be playing some Kraftwerk a little bit later in the show, and club favorites, favorite club bands like Deee-Lite and stuff are going to be on this episode too. It's going to be a lot of fun. But anyway, so this next album. My dear friend Mike over at Barnes & Noble just ordered this for me, and I've never had this particular release on vinyl until now. It's a record called Barbara. we face a shining future. And usually their albums are double vinyl, but this one's just the one vinyl. It's got about 7 tracks on it, brilliant tracks. This is a request from Mike over at Barnes & Noble. He said, play the first track. I love that song. And it's called I Exile, or Exhale, or Exile. I think it's Exhale. I know that Mike said it was Exile, but I think it's Exhale. I'm not sure. But anyway, it's an incredible track. Here it is on vinyl exclusively for you on the Danny D Show. And we'll be back, like I said, with some Deee-Lite. We even got some classic Duran on the way. And Fever Ray. And this is Danny D, and I will be back in just a bit. Remember, benatarfreak@gmail.com for your request. And let's get the ball rolling. Yay.
Flashing lights. aglow over the horizon. I want to tell you everything. Rhythm of consent. Constant lips. Sleeping. Park it. Cover it. Tie it up. Float it. Chain it to a fence.
album Big Thing back in 1988. The other really big single that came off of the record was I Don't Want Your Love, was another big hit for them off of that record. And then, later on in the 90s, they would go on to have even more success with the follow-up album that I think it was called Thank You, and it had tracks like Ordinary World on there. That was a #1 hit for them. And so it's, they still continue to make all this amazing music. And actually, I've showcased a lot of their newer, more recent music here on the show, like the previous album, which was Don's Macabre, which was a cover album, a really, really great cover album. There were some originals on there too that Simon had wrote, but the record is really, really solid. And if you haven't heard it yet, it's called Don's Macabre, and there's covers of songs by Susie and the Banshees on this record, Talking Heads, David Bowie. I mean, it doesn't surprise me that the guys from Duran have such good taste in music. So anyway, yeah, and then earlier in that set, of course, you heard Deee-Lite and their classic Good Beat. And they all, Deee-Lite, they always had the good beats, didn't they? Especially in the club music. It's an underground club band that I just adore, and they always will have a special place in my heart. And I remember the first time I got to see them was on MTV. I think it was, I don't think it was 120 Minutes, but it was one of those shows. And it was Groove Is in the Heart, and as many of you know, that went on to be an international #1 hit around the world and put the band on the map. And then another artist that's just recently been put on the map, and she was part of a project called The Knife with her brother, a Swedish-born singer-songwriter Karen Drager, and her band Fever Ray, which you saw earlier in there. And I you know what part of that song is always stuck in my head is like when she says cinnamon bun in the oven. I'm like, she's very odd and eclectic. I love her. She's awesome. Just, very avant-garde, actually. And I really appreciate that. But anyway, so let's get into the second half of this episode. And I'm going to start off with something that actually I did as a performance artist and performer. Back in 1997, I did this song as it was climbing up the charts at the time. The single ended up going to #1. It's called Firestarter from the electronic geniuses Prodigy. This album came out in 1997. It went #1 on the Billboard Hot 100 and landed them on the cover of Rolling Stone magazine as well. Keith Flint and the band went on to sell over 4 million copies of this record. This record, Fat of the Land, it's pretty awesome. It really holds up. Some parts of the record actually almost seem like it's like industrial music too, but in with electronic and dance. Just brilliant stuff that the guys were doing at the time. But anyway, here's me and the Freaks of Nature, Danny Dees and the Freaks of Nature, performing Firestarter back in Portland in 1997. And also coming up in this set, we've got, I know you guys have been waiting for, Miss Grace Jones and Living My Life. I will have that. And as I promised, later on in the show, the pioneers of, you can't even see this because the cover's so white, huh? But anyway, the pioneers of electronic music, Kraftwerk. I will be playing some Kraftwerk in just a little bit. And then we're going to go back to 86 with Janet Jackson. This is Danny Dees, and remember, benatarfreak@gmail.com for your request, and I will be back in just a bit.
Nature! infatuated. Yeah. I'm the pain you're tasting, feel intoxicated. I'm a fire starter, twisted fire starter. You're the fire starter, twisted fire starter.
Express. Trends. Europe Express. Trends. Europe Express. Trends. Europe Express.
Hey guys, and welcome back. Of course, that is the one, the only Kraftwerk, and one of their many, many stellar tracks and perfectly composed tracks, Trans-Europe Express. It was taken from one of my personal favorite collections of the band. It's called The Mix, and it's just rightfully so, because it's not really a remix album, because their songs are structured in such a way that they're long play anyway, even like the album versions and stuff like that. And it came with this amazing booklet. It's like a 20-page booklet. So these rad pictures of the band. I mean, these guys, Kraftwerk, if you're not familiar with them, they are the pioneers, one of the pioneers music groups of this genre that you're watching right now on electronica. Oh, I love this one right here. This would be a cool poster, huh? Kraftwerk. Love them. Kraftwerk, yeah. And, you know, they became famous with their first album called Autobahn. The German electronic band went on to inspire a whole new generation of music lovers who were just a little bit more on the modern side and wanted to use, you know, what would you say? Because the first thing I think in my head, I'm thinking of people like, you know, Kate Bush and Peter Gabriel and all these other people. So electronica is kind of, it's like gelled together of a lot of different avant-garde type music and experimentation, just the greatest stuff. And I wrote something on the fan page about electronic music. Thank you for all the positive response on that. That was awesome. Thank you so much. You know, just, you know, it's not really any kind of research done in that, because I love music so much and I love talking about it and writing about it and playing music for you guys. But anyway, electronica, you know, is seriously probably one of my favorite genres, because it actually encompasses industrial music, all of that stuff. So, but anyway, so yeah, Kraftwerk were the pioneers of the movement. Florian Schneider, the late Florian Schneider, was just a genius. And my friend Juliette Long, the actress, she was actually engaged to marry him at one point. And he was a very, very nice gentleman, and a big loss for the music community when he passed away. They still are not in the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame. Why? I do not know. You know, I'd like to see other bands that were really highly influenced by Kraftwerk and Bowie and stuff like that. You know, like New Order, Joy Division. They're not in the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame. That's obscene, absurd, right? Anyway, well, this lady, I'm going to start off this music set right here. This lady, she is in the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame, and rightfully so. She likes some of the other artists I've played where it's, like Underworld. In the beginning of the show, it's like their first album was terrible. You know I love this band, but their first album was not them. And sometimes you just have to fall and get back up, you know. But that's the same thing with this wonderful artist, Janet Jackson, actually. And her first album was not. It barely even registered. But when she teamed up with Jimmy Jam and Terry Lewis, who are also Rock and Roll Hall of Fame inductees now, just for their brilliant production and writing, Janet Jackson would emerge as this full-fledged diva artist with all of her own ideas, everything. And here is a song that started off this incredible career of Janet Jackson. And I have her in electronic music because it is electronic. And I want to hear her. Anyway, but later in the broadcast, this is so fun. I got to do more of this type of music on the show. I'm really having fun recording. I have a request from my dear friend Tony Summers, also known as A. Lucard from back in the club days. He wants to hear Utah Saints and Something Good, which samples Kate Bush's legendary hit Cloudbusting from the album Hounds of Love. And if you are a longtime listener and watcher of my show or anything I've done, you know who those people are, because they're some of my favorite artists of all time. But if not, you definitely should check out Kate Bush. She alone is actually a big influence on a lot of these electronic bands too. It's like great artists to me. They just I know there's genres and stuff like that, so we can put them in something or whatever. It's like a library, you know. But a lot of these artists, in my personal opinion, could be any genre. They're just fabulous, and what they do, the uniqueness and everything. And you know, I was saying about industrial music too. Industrial, I mean, is incorporated in electronica too. I mean, a lot of the early Ministry, even the later stuff that Ministry did, it's all incorporated. It really is, and I love this stuff. So anyway, let's get right back into it. We're going back to 1986, and the title track to Janet Jackson's 1986 triple platinum album, Control. This is Danny Deese, and you are watching electronica and all this really great underground club music. And I've got a really great mix by BT Sasha of Madonna coming up in just a little while. So, all right, we'll be back after this.
Oh, hi, honey. I'm going to have dinner ready early tonight.
I got a sound check, so I'll just eat after the show, Mother.
Your limousine is here.
It's not going to be good cold, honey.
Don't you think it's about time I moved out of here and got my own place? I found a real cute apartment in Westwood. It's really nice.
Westwood?
I put a deposit on it already. You can see it tomorrow.
No. You're not getting any apartment in Westwood or any place else by yourself.
Well, wait a minute. Can't we even talk about this?
There's nothing to talk about.
I don't need a limo.
Yo, baby, where you going in such a hurry? You ain't taking any limo?
Baby, you look good to me.
What's the matter, baby?
My dad and I, we got in a fight because he doesn't want me to move out.
Yeah, he just don't want you to be giving up that body language. Well, you better get it together, because you got to throw down tonight. You ready?
Yeah.
Well, we got to ride. Let's get out. Yeah. Let's go. Let's do that thing. Your dad's mad, huh?
This is a story about control. My control. Control of what I say and control of what I do. And this time I'm gonna do it my way. I hope you enjoy this as much as I do. Are we ready? I am. 'Cause it's all about control. And I've got lots of it.
Hey guys, and welcome back. And that was, of course, Utah Saints and their classic Something Good, which went to #1 on the dance charts back in the early 1990s. And a great sample of Kate Bush's cloud busting in that. So, I know I usually don't come back this soon right after playing a couple songs, but I'm so excited because my husband knocked on the studio door and he said, "Look what's here." Yay, I've been waiting for this for like 2 weeks. What this is the remix project of The Cure's new album, Songs for a Lost World. And this is the remixes. So let's open it up and together and just share in the experience and the excitement, darling. Anyway, so hold on. I've got to get this thing open. They're not always so easy to open, though. But it's so exciting getting a brand new album now. And my friend Mike at Barnes & Noble, he has this, but I had already just ordered it, so I could have had it a couple days ago. But that's okay. I got a good deal on this and through my Best Buy account, and here we are. Oh, look at that. That's cool. The Cure. There it is. Mixes of a Lost World. The Cure. Mixes of a Lost World includes remixes from Photek, Paul Oakenfold, and I'm very familiar, and Orbital. Yay, new mixes by Orbital of The Cure. And okay, I'm going to play something off of it right now. We got to, right? I'm going to open it up right now. And I'm going to open it up right now, and we're going to listen to something off the brand new collection of remixes from the new studio album from The Cure, remixes of A Lost World. And I'll be back after this. Yay. Oh, I can't wait to listen to the whole thing too, huh?
Welcome, absent associates. You've completed initial orientation. This is a classified update. Post-partisan clarity protocol. You are taught to choose a side, left or right, red or blue. Pick one, defend it. But sides are for spectators. Spectacle is for the asleep. We are not here to take sides. We are here to dissolve them. The left tells you who to blame. The right tells you who to fear. But they both serve the same master, distraction. What if the real conflict was vertical, not horizontal? Not left versus right, but top versus bottom. If you're still choosing teams, you haven't left the arena. Step out. Look up. There is no aisle in the associate order. Only clarity. Continue without allegiance.
Hey folks, and welcome back. Of course, that is the one and only Queen of Pop herself, Madonna, and her taken from her #1 album, Ray of Light, back in 1998. That is the opening track called Drown World, Substitute for Love. And that was, of course, the BT and Sasha remix. I remember the first time I heard that, it was my dear friend, the late DJ Scooter. And I had just gotten... Here, let me share it with you, because I don't have it on vinyl. I used to, but I have the album on vinyl. But the remixes, no. But I do have it on CD. Here it is, yay. And it's the original copy from 1998, I think. Yeah, 1998 is when it came out. And this special edition had the 2 CDs in it, and those remixes are so amazing. I think Ray of Light was my favorite period of the Material Girl. When she was doing electronic music. And speaking of Madonna and electronic music, here's the vinyl. It is available now. It sounds amazing, actually. I've gotten a lot of her studio albums on vinyl recently. The reissues, they sound amazing. Especially if you're a fan of vintage Madonna like I am. I like some of her new stuff too. I don't know. I'm not going to get into it. I don't want to be negative. I want to be happy. Anyway, more Madonna. I got this not too long ago. This is so cool. This is the 12-inch single of Erotica. It's very, very cool. And that's a reissue too. And speaking of Madonna's Ray of Light, coming out, I believe it's in September. And I think it's already sold out. It sucks because I really wanted to get some. Not September. Actually, it comes out next month. But it's called Electronica Veronica Electronica, or Electronica Veronica. Veronica Electronica. Anyway, it's a lot of stuff that wasn't released on this brilliant record. And there's also some tracks on there that we haven't heard yet. So hopefully I'll be able to get a copy of that. Mike, I wonder if you can get that in the store. I don't know. I'm not sure if the Veronica, this Electronica Veronica, whatever it's called, is a special release or not, but you can go to Madonna.com and find out. I'm probably going to do that after the show and find out, because I did look at her website, and the last time I looked, it was sold out already. So I really want to, the electronic stuff when Madonna does that is pretty brilliant. And actually I heard through the grapevine that Mo is working, Madonna, I call her Mo, she's working on a brand new studio album, and fans are really excited because she's back with the guy that produced Confessions on a Dance Floor back in 2005, which I thought was a brilliant record. But anyway, so we'll see what happens, right? And in the meantime, Electronica Veronica Electronica, I don't know. It's cool, though. I like the title of it, whichever way you're supposed to say it. But anyway, yeah, I'm a big fan of late 90s Madonna. I was really into it. And And also coming up in this set, I got maybe 1 or 2 more sets left. Thank you so much for watching the show. I know it was a little bit different than what I usually do, but I'm a big fan of electronic music and also, house music, all of it. Really, if I like it, I like it. So, but growing up in the club scene, I was exposed to a lot of really, really great underground electronic music, and I want to start off this set with a band I haven't listened to in a long time, but they just popped in my head, and I think it was somebody else's request that actually made me think of it, but I remember hearing this at an underground rave the first time back in 1996. Such a great band, electronic band. They're called Photek, and this was a big hit in the underground club scenes. I used to hear it quite often, and I always would just groove to it. Usually I'd be at those raves, in the back smoking weed or something like that, listening. Because Photek is almost, they're electronica, but they're also like jazz. Anyway, if you've never heard of them, they're pretty cool. Actually, and my dear friend Allison, she had this album, The Hidden Camera, back in the day. And we used to listen to it at the apartment when we were roomies all the time. I know she likes electronic music too. I do too. Here's Photek and their classic, The Hidden Camera. And I will have, we're going to play some Saint Etienne or Etienne. I always say that wrong too. We're going to play a classic from them. And also later on in the show, of course, we have to play the Queen of Disco and the earlier days of electronic music, and we're going to play some Donna Summer, of course, and also on the way, Chemical Brothers, yay! I'm going to be playing something from Exit Planet Dust from that album, and Bjork. I have to play some Bjork, especially with electronica. She's like the queen, especially in the '90s. She was like the queen of electronica. Anyway, so and I'm going to play Depeche Mode. I was going to play something from this box set, which is Speak and Spell, but I want to stay into the 90s period, 90s and early 2000s, so I'm going to go get the other box set that I have, which is from Ultra, and I'll play something off of that. But a huge Depeche Mode fan, so if you guys ever want to hear Depeche Mode, I have it all, and I'd be glad to play it for you. But I was like, I got to put at least one Depeche Mode song in this electronic set for this week. Anyway, remember, bennettsourfreak@gmail.com for your requests and all that. I'm going to get back to drinking my coffee. And here is Photek and The Hidden Camera. And I'll be back in just a bit.
from the City Nightclub.
Yeah, society's open and it's more acceptable. But there's something cool about having a queer club. It's very different. You get to open up a little bit more as to who you are.
Oh, the City Nightclub was a wonder.
Most people had no idea what was going on in that club.
I mean, it was just so gay. You know, no other place in town was doing it like that.
For a young queer person coming from outside of the city, it was like a Disneyland, right? It was kind of like coming home to a place you didn't even know you missed.
The kids acting out their fantasies and the music they liked and all this kind of stuff. It was just a lot of fun. People looked forward. I mean, they came there not specifically for the shows, but that was part of the reason they wanted to come.
Danny did kill a chicken for a show one year, one night, and throw it into the audience.
The dance floor. Oh, Lord, the dance floor. And you had to fight to get to the front of the stage. Everybody wanted to be in the front of the stage.
The City Nightclub was a wonderful place where you could be whoever you wanted to be and not be judged for it.
So it wasn't just for a certain type of queer. It wasn't for a certain gender. It wasn't for a certain age. It was for everybody.
It felt outside of time and psychedelic in a way that was like I've never experienced since.
It's a place where you just get to be exactly who you are without fear.
It was a sense of family. Because you saw everybody. You're like, hey, hi, hello, hey, love your outfit, don't like your outfit.
I was like at times completely homeless, had nothing, but I had my friends, I had the stage, I had so much support.
There was a period of time where I was homeless for a number of months, and I had nowhere to sleep. And I was lucky to have a group of friends from the club, and we used to look out for each other.
It's a club that caters to gay and lesbian youth, that tells the youth, not only we don't just tolerate being gay and lesbian here, we celebrate it. And that makes some people very uncomfortable.
This is not about lifestyle. This is not about age.
The news and the media were nothing but negative.
Agents today raided what Coin 6 News has learned was a child porn video operation.
A gay teenage club called the City Nightclub is under fire.
Police say the City Nightclub is also a place for drug dealers. They want it shut down.
The City Nightclub has been a hotspot for controversy. Now it's up for sale. Agents shut down an underage club downtown today.
Someone called my friend's apartment and said, you know, the club is being raided. Don't come down here right now.
We marched to the Snitzer building because the Snitzers were the ones who were the landlords, and they were cooperating with the city to close us down.
Action against the City Nightclub is wrong.
Monsieur Denis, il n'y a pas grand monde ce soir, 2000 spectateurs environ, à tout à l'heure.
Interfootball, France Football. Une émission du service des sports présentée par Jacques Vendroux.
Football, France Football présenté en direct du stade de Saint-Ouen que Saint-Etienne.
Hey, and welcome back, you awesome people. Of course, that is the queen of electronic music right there, Bjork. And the opening track to her highly successful album Post back in 1995. And, I was listening to Bjork and just all this electronic music. I forgot what a huge fan I am of this stuff. I really have a lot of this stuff in my collection, so feel free to ask me to play any of these artists anytime here on the show. You know the email address. I'll put it down there. I just get sick of saying it. But anyway, but Post. I want to tell you my story about Bjork. It's pretty amazing. In 1995, what a scene it was, especially in the nightlife, the nightclub scene, and the music and the DJs and the artists in 1995 in Portland, Oregon was like a fairy tale world of music. It was. I can't even stress how freaking cool Portland used to be. But anyway, in my perspective, especially in the music scene, just in 1995, I met Boy George. I met, who else did I meet that year? There was a lot of them. Boy George, Lady Miss Cure, which we played earlier. Deee-Lite. I actually met her on the dance floor at the City Nightclub. What's another one? Susie Sue. Oh my God, I met Susie and the Banshees. I met the diva, the Ice Queen, in 1995 with my friend James Smith, and that was so cool. And it was at this one particular venue where I first got to see this Icelandic singer-songwriter goddess. She's just a genius. But was at La Luna too, and La Luna was a venue that had supported a lot of live bands. Even some local stuff happened there too. And I remember for us gay folks, they had a night called it was on Mondays. I can't remember what it was called, but it wasn't called Queer Night. I hate that word, you guys. I really do. It gives me PTSD of when I was a teenager in Jacksonville, Florida, because everybody called me a queer, and I find it derogatory. I know I'm getting into this, I can't help it, but you guys love me to be real, and I'm always Danny. So I don't use that word. That's just my choice. I identify not using the word queer. So anyway, back to Bjork. Love her. Been a big fan since the Sugar Cube days, just to give you a little bit. So anyway, and it was actually James Smith who was with me on this particular event as well. I don't know where he's at. I hope he's well. Love you, James. I don't know where you're at. But anyway, I was thinking about you because I know he was a big fan of this artist as well. And so anyway, we went to La Luna again, and somehow by a miracle, I can't even remember, James, if I get a hold of you, maybe we could talk about it on the show, but how we got tickets to the show, because La Luna was a good sized venue, but not that big. And by this time in 1995, Bjork was an international superstar, and she was exploding as a solo artist in 1995. A lot of us remember that. She was huge. And so to get tickets to the show was a miracle in itself. But we were out in line for hours, days. I don't know. I was probably on drugs, but anyway. But we were out there in line for whenever, and we were right up front. And I'll just never forget when she came out on stage, and she had on a plastic orange type of material dress. I don't know what it was. It was beyond Jean-Paul Gaultier. I loved it. It was very avant-garde. And what was even more cool about her outfit is that she had a bra strap on, and it was all metal, and it poked out kind of like, not like Madonna's, but anyway, it was very space age, and they had red laser beams, and she came out, and she had these really huge wooden clunky shoes on and stuff, and she's like 1 foot in front of me, and she was adorable. It was an amazing concert. I can't tell you. It's like, I'm so grateful that I got to see her that way, because now it's impossible to get tickets to see her. It's like $5,000 for nosebleed seats or some shit. It's not her fault, but it's a lot of it is the whole ticket situation with concerts is sad, but these days. But like I said earlier, I'm not going to talk shit about Madonna, and I'm going to stay happy on this episode. Anyway, I love me some Bjork. Here is another one from that stellar album that went on to sell millions of copies. is a track, and I know she's got all these really great ballads on Post too, but this one's kind of a ballad, but it's really almost in the borderline of industrial music, and that's what I love about this track. And I think a lot of industrial music fans and underground music fans loved this side of Bjork as a writer and as a musician. So it's a track called Enjoy. And I've always interpreted the song as an abusive relationship, but it could be about anything. I'm not sure what it's about, and I don't really need to know. I mean, maybe Bjork told people or whatever, but it's all about what, that's the thing that's so cool about music. It's your imagination, and with her, believe me, this woman has an amazing imagination, just like you saw in the video for Army of Me. So amazing. But anyway, so I'm just very grateful that I got to see Bjork in such a way. You know what I mean? Like, it was more of an intimate concert, just kind of like the Roseland Theater is here in Portland. So, but she was an international star by that point. And I think DJ Alex was at that show. I know a lot of us were at the same shows back in the day. Other people in the business, actors, DJs, of course, we knew a lot of people in the clothing, textiles, fashion, all that. Click, click, flash, 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 click, click. No, I'm just kidding. but Bjork is an artist that stands out, and that's another thing I really liked about a lot of these artists I played today. Some of them I've already had their day. Some of them, it's still unknown, and it's a shame. But I hope you enjoyed, and. So anyway, I'm going to have to go into, I think this is part 2. If it's not part 2, it's the end of part 1 or something, because there's so much great music to play in this genre. And I have to play this track by Bjork. And then I'm going to be back with Depeche Mode. Yes, I am. Depeche Mode. And I'll surprise you with another Underworld track that was actually requested from my dear friend Sasha, who listens and watches the show in Portland, Oregon. So yeah, and I know I played a couple Underworld tracks when I opened, and when I did, it's because they're like gods in this genre too. Anyway, here's another one I wanted to talk about real quick, and then I'll get back into the music. It's called Tea Time Dub Encounters, and it's with the legendary Iggy Pop on vocals on this one. It's amazing. Anyway, I love Underworld. One of my favorite electronic things ever is that band. Anyway, so, and I need to get Strawberry Hotel. That's the only studio album I don't have on vinyl. I don't know if Mike can order it. You know who I feel like when I keep on saying, I wonder if Mike can get this. I wonder if Mike can get that. I feel like Karen from Will and Grace. Oh, I don't know why. I actually been watching old episodes of that show. Yeah, it holds up. Anyway, here's Bjork, and I'll be back in just a bit. I love her. She's awesome. Hey, and welcome back, guys. You know, I know you're probably thinking, wait a second, you said you were going to play something from Ultra with Depeche Mode. I was, and I'm going to, but it's going to be in the other half because it's already way over 2 hours, this recording. But no, it was actually a really cool flexi disc from back in the day. Flexi disc it's a promo flexi disc of Depeche Mode from the 12-inch single Just Can't Get Enough. There. And it came with the Speak and Spell box set. And then the other track that was on here was, of course, King of the Flies from Fad Gadget. And I had to play something from Fad Gadget. If you're not familiar with Fad Gadget, you've got to check them out. The late Frank Tovey and the people he worked with were groundbreaking, almost experimental electronica, but with a traditional, like, you know, it's hard to explain Fad Gadget for those who don't know, but I really highly recommend that you check out Fad Gadget. They're one of the earlier pioneers of electronic music and experimental and avant-garde and stuff like that. But Frank Tovey was very, very theatrical about the whole thing too. He was a great artist. But anyway, I had to play that for you because that's a rarity to have. Is this old flexi disc with Depeche Mode and Fad Gadget on the same single, right? That's cool, huh? At least I think it is. And then there's your little certificate of authenticity and all that kind of stuff. But I love these box sets. But yes, I will probably in the second half of this electronica thing that I'm doing, I'll definitely play something from the Ultra box set. And but anyway, all right, let's get back into it. This song, I think this is probably going to be either the second to the last or the last track for this recording, but you save the best for last, right? Well, I guess that's what they say. Anyway, this seems like an appropriate time to play this song. And it was requested from my dear friend Sasha, who listens and watches the show in Portland, Oregon. And she just put on the list Underworld, and I know that I've already played a couple Underworld tracks, but I distinctively remember how much she loved this song. It actually was one of the tracks that helped break this band into the not mainstream, but worldwide recognition. And and it was a great time for that to happen too, because it was 1996, and a lot of the electronica and rave and all of this type of music was really starting to get some attention, especially in the underground rave scenes. All the nightclubs, the city nightclub where I that was my stomping grounds. That's a lot of this kind of music was being exposed, and DJ Alex played a lot of this stuff too. Thank you, Alex. But it's Underworld and their #1 dance classic, exposed from the film Trainspotting back in 1996. This is Born Slippy for Sasha in Portland. Love you guys, and remember, benatarfreak@gmail.com for your requests and all that awesome stuff. And if you want me to make a video for you, or you have a song, and whatever, let me know. I'll do it. Anyway, much love to all of you out there. Take care of each other. Be kind. And I will see you guys next time.